Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on Alvarez. Playing on Team 1 as the Orks, we've got No Name. And we've got Pan and Suspect playing as the Imperial Guard. On Team 2 playing as the Dark Eldar, we've got E-Boy. We've got Langers playing as the Space Marines. And we've got Alex UK playing as the Tau. This is very exciting. I haven't seen Alex or Langers for quite some time, but both very accomplished and skilled players. Not sure about their ally E-Boy. I imagine he's kind of like those E-girls where they, I don't know, sell bath water to people, so that might be his stratagem. I mean, playing Dark Eldar, that would not surprise me. But 2 Imperial Guard and 1 Orc, very strong factions indeed. Again, don't know these players all that well, but Imperial Guard on a small map like this, where you need to control the centres, that's where most of the engagements happen. The Imperial Guard can certainly do some stuff with that, with their grenade launchers, basilisks, maybe some structures and such. And then the Orcs, well, the Orcs love it, don't they? They don't really particularly like this map because there's only 3 strategic points for them to have, but I did see on the little talkie box thing over there that they're probably going to be sneaking an extra strategic point from someone else, and then the Imperial Guard can go for a relic, as obviously Imperial Guard have Baneblades. Baneblades, arguably the best relic unit in the game, so why not have both the Imperial Guards go for the relics, and they can have 2, which is like double good, I guess. Got the Commander coming down in the middle to see what he can see, and what he can see is the Space Marines are in the centre. Going to scare that Servitor away while the Force Commander comes out and smacks people down. Now, the Command Squad will win against the Force Commander if they've got all their lads alive. But right now, with his bolt pistol, a mighty fine piece of kit going on there. We have double Mandrakes for E-Boy knocking about as Space Marines and Tau go for the critical location. Fire Warriors firing at the Command Squad, also supported by the Tau Commander as well. So quite a good mixture of heroes for Team 2, especially if the Archon comes out. If he stuns people with his stunning ability, Tau Commander can get some shots off, maybe throw a snare on top of them as well, to get loads and loads of crowd control between this hero combination. But 2 commanders and a Big Mech as well. Big Mech for the maneuverability. He can jump in and support the Imperial Guard as and when he needs to, although he's having a bit of a problem with these Mandrakes at the moment. Command Squad getting a big zap on someone. Not sure, I couldn't quite see the zappage there. The powerful Commissar joining the ranks of the Guardsman. His las pistol, equally as deadly as the, I mean, not necessarily as deadly as the Force Commander's bolt pistol, but certainly adds to the DPS. And this is quite a large fighting force going on here. Currently there's only Scouts and a Force Commander. Not sure if anyone here is going for an early tier 2. But that might be the way that Langers is playing it. The Guardsman being shot at by his listening post. The listening post will go down. And, oh hells, heavens to Betsy, we've got Scout Squads. How quickly, this is less than 3.5 minutes and E-Boy has just gone straight for tier 2. He's not messing around. The Scourges do a mighty fine bit of damage against lightly armoured infantry, so these Imperial Guardsmen will die thick and fast. And if the Command Squad tries to jump on top of them, well, they can literally jump away. And the Scout, I see you've gone for sniper rifles, so that's basically everything that this team has brought to the table. Dead, essentially. 1 shot by the snipers, couple of shots by the Scourges. So a very long-ranged unit composition for the southern team here. We'll have to see how the northern teams deal with it. The Imperial Guard don't really have great opportunities to go up against long-range unit compositions, really. I mean, they've got their Command Squad that can tie things up in close combat. They've got the Ogrins, but that's tier 3. You have to rely on probably Chimeras of some description to get the boys into position and do the damage. Maybe a Hellhound or 2. Orcs unable to really do anything unless they jump straight on in. Could do with some knobs, but I don't think the Orcs are in. Are you in tier 2 at the moment? No, you've only got 2 War Banners, or 1 War Banner even. Infiltrated Grot Research, which will allow them to repair things without threat of being shot up, I guess. That's what they've gone for, although they're not going to go and try and fix up the listening post. I assume that's what they would have been doing. No, it's dead, it's gone. Infantry command from Pan, which I assume it's Pain. I assume there's an I there. Maybe it's Because I know that some of the letters don't load for me, which I think is why the Orks have got no name. Yeah, I think my Dawn of War can load Russian letters and such. I think anything in Hangul or completely forget what I call a Chinese alphabet or a Japanese alphabet. Alphabets that are non-standard for a Western man such as me. But there's a big siege going on this infantry command. Thankfully the heavy weapons team has been able to set up behind it, and a big repairing effort being placed in. But just look at how much firepower is coming in. Even a Tepri Agency backed up by some grots couldn't do much. But they've done the damage, and you could probably carry on pressing in, to be honest. Unless you've got other things going on. No, you could, in theory, just keep on keeping on. Although I wonder if maybe, because they're going down the centre, they're concerned about the Orks flanking to the right and the Imperial Guard flanking to the left. Scourges have now gone for a singular Dark Lance as they've spotted a heavy bolter turret. Going for the missile launchers, which will now allow them to throw down towards the Tower of Loathing. Space Marines, a fully fledged squad. Oh no, you've got one more man to get and a sergeant.
6 minutes until taking
But quite a sizable Space Marine squad all the same. And the Orks, they've gone, oh, I quite like this. Normally you wouldn't see a large squad of Slugger Boys, but in this circumstance, it's actually not a terrible idea. Just moving forward, that forces the Fire Warriors to get going. And that will give the Shooter Boys with their big shooters ample opportunity to get some shots off. We've still got those stealthy scouts. Oh no, the scouts are not stealthed. Oh, wasting their time. Mark light drone on the shooters, which will mean that they take damage even more so than normal. Slugger Boys have been broken down quite quickly. And that was basically the Orks going 2v1 there. Imperial Guard moving forward, now inspired by the men. Or by the Commissar even. And was that a Basilisk somewhere? Can I see you? That was an explosion of some description. Am I going mental? Am I going mental? I think I am.
5 minutes.
No, there's a Basilisk up on the ridge, up on the rafters. There we go. Tried and tested. Just throw explosions at people. Eventually win. Hey, Bolto, going to be replaced. That will force the Scourges back over here. Got to be careful with these guys as they are extremely, extremely fragile. They don't like taking any form of damage, and with that heavy weapons team defending them, they're going to be slowly... Oh, this poor little torture slave there. Being given the sweet release of death and a minefield as well. Yes, looks like that suspect is just thinking, right, if we just put a bunch of lads here, we could just break down the Dark Eldar economy by a little bit, by 1/3. But still, that's not bad. It's not bad thinkings all the same. Got some minefields around this Basilisk as well, just in case any of these guys get any fresh and fancy ideas. At the moment, a bit of a stalemate. Let's have a quick look at the economies. 92 and 20, 62 and 30, and 80 and 40 for Team 1.
4 minutes
compared to 68 and 30, which will go down sometime soon. In fact, there we go, 62 and 30, 92 and 40, and 80 and 70. So relatively okay economies all around for everyone on a small map like this. I do believe that Alvarez is one of, if not the most popular 3v3 map, just because it's one of those maps where it can go on for a little bit of a while, but you don't really get many games lasting longer than half an hour. So it's a nice middle ground of early game action that can end relatively quickly, while also having potential to go on into the late game should it be required. Barracuda, there we go, that's how you counter a minefield. Just send the Barracuda over into the air. It's found the Basilisk, a few missiles, and a mighty fine piece of flying business there. I do believe that the tower have the best version of aircraft in Dawn of War Soulstorm.
3 minutes until taking.
His ability to take on basically any kind of unit is on the more fragile side, but such as the way of tower vehicular stuff. Slugger Boys being able to make use of their choppers for once, as another Basilisk is fired from somewhere else. Got the Grey Knights throwing down a big zap on the command squad. Yeah, dear oh dear, slowing them down something quite fierce. And now a Librarian as well is going to come over. Maybe he can get a smite off on the Priest. But not quite. What a fragile man is the Librarian. Always want to keep him with a bunch of other boys, but It's got that amazing ability, much like the what's it called? The priest for the Imperial Guard, who is able to keep a bunch of men around him alive for a long period of time, kind of like the Mad Doc's fighting juice. There we are, look at it! The three pimps build, we love it! The Force Commander, the Chaplain, and the Librarian working together to keep their pimp hands strong. But suspect he's playing very defensively for an Imperial Guard player. He's going to tier 3 fairly shortly. A couple of Lehman Russes and you'll be laughing. While the scouts with their sniper rifles are a real pain in the backside. But an Ogrin squad as well will do them some justice in disrupting the long-range capabilities of the Southern Team. Nob squad as well, so looks like No Name is going for a similar kind of vibe. And the Barracuda comes back over, but they've now learned from their mistakes and is now dead zapped by a Psyker for the Curse of the Machine Spirit. And then, yeah, there we go. So centre has been occupied by the Southern Team for the most part. Suspect is just basically expanding slowly but surely with his heavy bolter turrets. Not sure how I feel about that. You could probably put better money into more vehicles. That would be my thinking thing. But can't deny the effectiveness of those basilisks. Grey Knight's moving a little bit forward. Imperial Guard attempting to go for that critical location. Got to bear in mind that critical location for both sides actually pay absolute dividends whoever captures them. Oh, there we go. Look at that big smite from the Grey Knights. AoE damage will be done at that place for a little while. I do believe it's 25 seconds, but I could be wrong. Which is combat stimulants. Oh dear, that was a little bit of a miss there. As E-Boy charges forward with his E-Girls, and those heavy weapons teams are dead as the doorknob. Is also going to go for this heavy bolter as well, just to can replace their listing post down over here. Over yonder, the Orks are spilling forth, looking like they're coming in to play defensive for the Imperial Guard ally. Witches are probably going to die. Oh, we've got the acid floor thingy-ma-doo-dah global ability for the Dark Eldar, and the Orks are being denied entrance to the Imperial Guards placed by the orbital bombardment of the Space Marines. So another listing post. And the Orks a bit buggered here. The Scourgers can just simply jump back on over if they want to, which is exactly what they're going to do. Which then force the Orks to then walk back through all this, but finally we've got a good Valkyrie attack off on the scouts. Both scout squads still fully active with both snipers. The Ork Nob's on a bit of a journey, not sure what they're trying to achieve here. Just saying hello, being a bit of a nuisance. Oh, I see, as the big mech is denying another listing post to the, whatchamacallums, the Dark Eldar. Something deep striking in, I assume it's a Space Marine thing. Beautiful stuff going on here. Very nice. And the big mech is now a bit in a rock hard place, really. He's used his teleport. He's now going to have to rely on his Imperial Guard friends to come in to save the day, but I don't think the day will be saved for them. A glorious last stand in the corner, as the Grey Knights don't fancy getting involved in close combat for reasons. I suppose they don't necessarily need to. The guaranteed victory either way. Imperial Guard and their Cassicans coming forward. Oh my goodness, is this double hammerhead gunships? Insanely high DPS tanks. Able to rip through every form of armour that can really come across. Exception of demons, but even then they still do a fair bit there. So yeah, the command squad is dead. Heavy bottle turret been brought down low over yonder. Another scary amount of elite units for the Space Marines. Grey Knights, Terminator squads, all the heroes. I assume you're probably at some point going for more Terminators as well, as and when you can. Heavy weapons team opening fire on the hammerhead gunship. Does a good amount of damage, a high firing rate. And it doesn't seem like the hammerheads unnecessarily take him down as quickly as they could. Yeah, they might even lose a hammerhead gunship. Got two Earth-class builders repairing it, but is not enough to keep him alive. I do believe it is, actually. Absolutely devastating. Oh, no, man, it goes down just in the nick of time. Ogren's now moving forward. We have the fire bodyguard for the Imperial as well. Space Marines putting pressure on the Imperial Guard down over here. One singular Kaskan has been saved by the priest's efforts. A lot of exploding bits. Okay, it would have been ideal if those scouts could have been sorted out earlier on. I do believe that the Kaskan still fall foul to the sniper rifles in one shot. Look at this absolute unit of a Psyker charging after those Grey Knights. Get back here, bastards, he says. As the Orks are pushed back into their base by the Witches and the Tau. Only got one hammerhead gunship at the moment. A Skyray missile gunship as well. And the Imperial Guard have got a nice layered defence here, so it will take the Southern Team a little bit of a while to pick it apart. But not that long, in all fairness. Not with the firepower that they've got available to them. Kaskans are being zapped by the Grey Knights, so we'll go back a bit. I've got the first Lehman Russ and also a Baneblade on the way. Now this is going to be a problem. But double Baneblade, oh my goodness, what does it mean? So while it looks like the Imperial Guard are in a bit of a bad situation, not for long, potentially. When you've now got the entirety of the Space Marine army now being deep-stricken into your base, you've also got all the Ork goodness being blown up by the orbital bombardment, and that is the war banners and everything else, really, being done in good and proper. Terminators kept alive by that Librarian's litanations of fury and such, whatever you call that ability. And the Tau are now moving in as well. First Baneblade is here, supported by two Lehman Russes. Field command is being beaten down. Now going to focus on it. But even if this HQ goes down, it's not necessarily going to be over for Team 1 here. They've got a powerful force over here. Soon to be another powerful force over here as well. Cannot underestimate the power of two Baneblades. But then again, this... hold on, if I can figure it out. Do you have anything else being built up? You need another production building somewhere else. Otherwise, they're going to go offline. No, they must have something somewhere. There we go, that second Baneblade out and about. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, that's depressing. That's sad. Okay, well, it's still not over. We've seen crazy things happen. 2v1s will sometimes end with the 2 beating the 3. But it's not an uncommon thing. Sometimes the 3 players get a bit complacent. Ogren's holding back the Terminators as best they can. And at the moment, the Space Marines and the Tau are split up into 2 different forces. Looted Lehman Russes coming out for the Orks. The Tau get blown to pieces by all this firepower. The Imperial Guard have got a lot of buildings to break through. So it will take them a while to wipe out the Imperial Guard here.
Make every shot count.
Which might give the Imperial Guard time to rescue the Orks before then turning around and rescuing themselves. Imperial looking a little bit worse for wear there. Will fall back. This might be more than enough for the Orks to be able to get through. And the Orks, by the looks of things, I think you've got your unlimited Ork ability. Not entirely sure. You are auto-building them, so... Well, it might look like that the Orks cost 120 for us, but actually 3 for him. So they just need to hold on, really. This is still neck and neck. Dark Elder, not sure what they're up to at the moment. They're just wandering around with witches. I think they initially got killed by the Baneblade and Lehman Russes as they were sitting in the centre. That's my understanding. Mass Pattern Command, not sure why this was being focused down. As they've already built their Baneblade. I suppose it was there, wasn't it? Just fun to punch stuff as a dreadnought. Oh, now we've got the corrosive acid on the Baneblade. It needs to get out there ASAP. Its armor basically becomes next to nothing. And moving forward, opening fire. But the Space Marines using their deep striking capabilities to get right at the heart of the enemy. We're able to take out their Imperial Guard, well, one Imperial Guard player, and then just keep on pushing on towards the south. One Baneblade and a bunch of Slugger Boys. Might potentially get it, but it's looking less and less now. The spam and the man, that's what's the Hail Mary is today. Here they come, pouring on over. Orbital bombardment over the Lehman Russes. That's one dead. Yeah, there's too many targets for the Baneblade. Unsupported. It's not going to do much. And even with the support of the Orks, oh, they've got a personal vendetta with the Dark Eldar for whatever reason. They thought, never mind you, Tau, which could probably get to a lot quicker. Oh, you Space Marines, no, we're going to go for these guys. Because Sodom. You know what, I respect some vindictive behaviour. What a damn good game. Looked absolutely neck and neck all the way through. And even when they lost a player, there were still opportunities abound, but I think it was a teamwork from Team 2 here. In fact, to be honest, I think it was the E-Boy down here who come in clutch with some Scourges towards the early game, saving these guys from quite a lot of infantry. That early game ranged composition of the Fire Warriors and the Scouts with their sniper rifles did amazing. The 3 Pimps from Langers, the large firepower from the Hammerhead gunships, and those flanky Barracudas as well to get on top of the Basilisks, which were the way forward. If you can't beat someone in a ranged engagement, beat them in a longer ranged engagement. But yeah, just countered and gradually worn down. So there we go. So thank you so much to Langers for sending this game in via the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 above gets one game a week, and there's also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now I'll see you in a bit. Peace.